Hey guys, it's the Statons coming to you live and direct this Sunday from the beautiful Baltimore Harbor. And we just jumped on real quick to talk to you guys about a recent trip that we took of 14 states.
No, 17.
It wasn't 17, Bob. I counted it. It wasn't 17. It was 14.
17 states, yo.
So, okay, on our bucket list as a couple, we want to visit all 50 states. And so I think so far we've done about, what? Are we at like 38, 37?
Somewhere in the 30s.
Somewhere in there, yeah. So recently we just did a big chunk of states where I left from Maryland. He's counting that. I met him in North Carolina. He's counting that. And from North Carolina, we went to Tennessee.
Nashville.
That's where I'm starting, okay? Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee. We went to Hot Springs, Arkansas. We went to Oklahoma City. From Oklahoma City, we went to Topeka.
Kansas.
Yeah, Topeka, Kansas. From Topeka, Kansas, we went to Lincoln, Nebraska. We thought that from Lincoln, Nebraska, we were going to go to, what was it?
South Dakota.
Mount Rushmore in South Dakota. But we realized that in the travel to Mount Rushmore from Lincoln, Nebraska, it was going to take us like 8 hours, where we could cover 3 states in 8 hours by going to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Fargo, North Dakota, and then Minneapolis, Minnesota. So that's what we ended up doing. We're going to have to catch Mount Rushmore on a weekend where we just spend time at the national park. And then from there we did...
But we also traveled through Iowa.
Yeah, we traveled through Iowa. He's counting that. I'm not. From South Dakota, we went to North Dakota. North Dakota, we went to Wisconsin. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you guys. We went to the Harley-Davidson Museum. My husband, he had an awesome time there, right? Yeah. So, went there. From there, we dropped down. It was just a 2-hour ride to Chicago, Illinois. From Chicago, Illinois, we went to Indianapolis, Indiana. Indianapolis. whichever way it goes. And then we went to Cleveland, Ohio. From Cleveland, we drove through Pennsylvania to get back to Baltimore, Maryland. So, what would you say was what were your best memories in going to the different states? Talking again.
Well, first of all, like I said, Nashville, Tennessee. Like I said, I never went nowhere that I thought I would want to go live, but I could stay in Nashville. I like the crowd, the attractions, and they were live all the way up to like 4 or 5 in the morning. And that's my style. You know what I mean? That was good. Also, like Milwaukee was good. Like I said, went to the Harley-Davidson Museum. I like bikes. Been around them for my entire life, and that was cool. While I was in Milwaukee, stopped at the oldest cigar lounge, useless cigar lounge. Sat in there. The guys in there, they was real friendly. Smoked a few, drank a few. You know what I'm saying? So that was good. And from there, like I said, before we got there, like I said, we was doing good. My wife, like she typical is. She went from wifey to doctor mode. Like I said, I got a little light cold change of climates, but she took it way to the extreme. So she wanted to send me home. Like, what? Why you gonna send me home? Like I said, no, you go home. You know what I mean? So so it kind of threw a little
wrench in the plan.
Yeah, threw a wrench in it. Yeah. But after the fact, we managed through that. So we got back settled down, and we got back on the flow.
So with him getting under the weather, we ended up cutting out 3 states. So we cut out Iowa, Missouri, and Michigan. And it wasn't really just because of the fact that, you know, he wasn't feeling well. We were trying to get to Indianapolis by Sunday. What was that, July? Was it July 24th? I think it may have been July 24th. We wanted to get to Indianapolis because we were going to see the Brickyard race. NASCAR race. And so that was the destination. If we did not have that on the books, we could have went to Iowa, we could have went to Missouri, and we could have went to Michigan. But I realized with doing the, you know, cross-country trip, it is not for the weary. It is not for the weak, y'all. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I'm just a girl, you know what I mean? And on the trip, you know, we stayed a couple of nights in different hotels, but we spent a lot of time in the car. We slept in the car. I mean, this was like creme de la creme for him.
Yeah, it's cool for me. Like I said, I'm accustomed to my whole style is like cowboy style. Basically, you be out.
My bad.
Right.
Go ahead.
Like typical, my wife doing too much. You see what I'm saying? She hit the phone while I'm doing my part. You know what I mean? So, but it's like I said, once again, like my style is typical cowboy style. Like I said, you just live life at the fullest where you at. It don't have to be lavish or like that. Just take one day at a time. If it means you sleeping in your car, you know, you just go ahead and knock it out. Don't mean that we had to sleep in our car. Don't get it like that. But it was just the point, just doing it like that. Just go and just you know, just enjoy it. I appreciate her doing it. Whatever. I took out her normal element. So she liked to be, you know, lavish. You know what I'm talking about. So you know, I had to teach them this country boy living. You know what I mean? But it was wonderful. I think she enjoyed herself for the most part. But she said she's not doing it again.
I'm not doing it again. I'm not doing it again. Like, it would be like you would have to pay me a hefty amount of money for me to do it again. Especially the same way that we did it, you know. But I wouldn't trade doing it the way that we did it either. I wouldn't do it any different. I think that, you know, when you got destinations, some days we were covering 2 states in one day, you know, so I think when you're trying to get through it and go, I think that the way that we stayed and did it was the best way. So, you know, we stayed in a car some. When you're in a hotel, you get comfortable. And so it's like, oh, checkout's at 11. Then you can extend it to 1. You know what I mean? And then you just kind of start dragging, you know what I mean? And you think about how you want to go home and be done with the whole trip, you know. But I wouldn't do it any different. So you guys, financially, you need to plan for the trip because it's not cheap, honey. It's not cheap. We spent, what would you say? I would say at least maybe $3,500, somewhere in there.
Yeah, that was like I said, 35, and that was a fair price. Like I said, once again, you know, like I said, we was driving an economical vehicle at the present time. We was driving Brown Sugar. That's my wife. 2011 Kia Soul. She loved it.
She been everywhere, y'all. She been with me for everywhere.
But she stood up. She handled everything very well. Like I said, we was getting good gas mileage. Like I said, we ate. Like I said, we ate like we would normally eat. Luxury restaurants, mom's and pop restaurant. It was just a sporadic everything. That was cool. But for the most part, if you was gonna do it like that, it could go anywhere up to about maybe double up. You know, like I said, if you want to spend a night in a hotel every night, so you're gonna average probably about an additional $150 per day. You know what I mean?
Just to stay in a hotel. We didn't even stay in hotels. We stayed in hotels, about 2 nights. And I think we were out for about 14 days.
Yeah.
Maybe.
We realized it rounded out by the time we really, it was 14 days, but by the time we actually got back where I had to get back, it was right 17 days, like basically right 17 days. But it was cool. Like I said, we had some good times. Like I said,
I think it was
memorial.
Yeah.
Very memorial. Like I said, you never can go back and take that away. You know what I'm saying? Even with the chords at times, you still gotta appreciate that too. Cause they let you appreciate the good times like at the same time. You know what I mean? So I loved it all. Like I said, me personally, we can do it today. I'm ready to go now. You know what I mean? So I stay on the go. But my wife, you know, she moved like she moved. So we be alright. We be alright. We be alright.
Yes. So any cons? Did you have any cons?
Like I said, my big, like I said, we just, you know, sometimes you're in the same capacity of each other. You know what I mean? Day for day. Like I said, you're not having all your amenities that you like. You know what I'm saying? That's been taken away from you, so that kind of put you on edge sometimes. But it was for the most part, like I said, this is my wife, my best friend, so I love her. So, you know, we bump heads all the time, like I said, but we tend to work it out. She's a little bit better person than me for the most part, but I'm doing better. You know what I'm I'm doing better, but I am grateful and thankful for her. Like I said, she came out of her element and got in my element, and so, you know, she understands things that I go through. So, like I said, that's again, as a plus for building our relationship. So she understands the things that I do, you know, because like I said, we both came from different lifestyles. Her lifestyle, like I said, her parents was like, gave her a wonderful home, and I had a wonderful home too. But like I said, it was just financially, it could be was a little bit different. But each home was a great home. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful and appreciative of what we both went through.
Yeah. So I think, you know, my recommendations before you get on the road is, you know, make sure you budget for the trip. I think be flexible. You know, there were certain places that we wanted to go, but as we were mapping it out and actually in it, sometimes it wasn't the best route to go. So, you know, we would choose it. We wanted to shoot for all the capitals, but, you know, sometimes we just had to choose other places that had different attractions and what was closest based on the route, the mileage, the hours, that type of thing.
Right. And once again, like I said, me personally, I think everybody should go, either if you're in a relationship or just individually. Like go outside of whatever state you're in. Just go and just see. You'll learn a lot about America, right? So what I mean by that, just being around, seeing different things. Then when you get back home, you put it all together and you see how America really operates. And I think that's the biggest thing. Once you learn how to see how America operates, then that can make you also as a better individual within. You know what I mean? So you can go further, quicker and faster, you know? So
Yeah.
I think everyone should try. And like I said, that we're doing the United States, but we're doing all 194 countries too. So we're gonna be coming live over there, you know what I mean? So whatever country we be in, like I said, we're gonna be out there, show you the people, the real living, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think for that trip, we touched about 14 states. This fall, we're going to hit Mississippi and Louisiana. And then we'll come back live and let you know about that. And then I think we might hit Michigan as well. So, yeah. So I think, you know, budget, be flexible, do things that you're not usually willing to do in your everyday life. I would also say, you know, build up your immune system. You know, we were going from state to state. Each state had different weather. You know, we were in Oklahoma. It was in the hundreds. We went to Nebraska. It dropped down to 77. So that climate change was big for him. So, and that's kind of something that he knows. Like when the temperatures drop, he's like, okay, I need to, you know, put on my sweatshirt. I need to put on my sweatpants. Like I gotta bundle up, even though we're in July. You know what I mean? It's like you got to go with whatever the temperature is. So I say build up your immune system, take your vitamin C's, take your zinc, drink your water, get your rest before you get on the road. Also remember too, like, it's a partnership, and so when one is down, the other one is kind of down too, because they have to tend to you and take care of you and make sure you're good, make sure you're comfortable. And so, just be mindful of that. But I think, those are some things that I would say to keep in mind. We didn't buy a bunch of souvenirs.
No.
He bought like a fabulous
Cowboy hat.
And then I got a Harley-Davidson t-shirt that I like absolutely love. So I'll post pics of those. But we didn't buy a lot. We mainly just ate our meals, spent a lot of time outside as much as we could with the attractions that were outside. We weren't really focused on spending a lot of money. We were focused on spending time with one another and building memories. And I think that's what we did. And so I will be posting videos and pictures of our trip. This video is leaning towards 17 minutes, so I don't know how much of it I'm going to be able to get on Instagram, but we'll figure it out for you guys to hear about our trip across part of the United States. So I think total we have about 38 states that we've done out of 50. Yeah.
And most important, you don't take nothing else. Enjoy life. Period.
Yeah. All right, we're going to end on that note. Period. Thanks for listening. Talk to you guys later. Bye.